So this story is just wild. The scammer reached out to me and that got me in touch with like 3 other scammers who all started fighting over me. This all began with an email that I received telling me that I could become a Walgreens and CVS secret shopper that paid $500 on each assignment. They gave me a form to fill out and it said that they'll send me the funds you need for evaluation, including your commission. Basically, I get paid $500 to go shopping at Walgreens and then report back on my experience. So I entered my information and hit submit. And it was not long after that I got this text message. Good morning, Mr. Benjamin Dover. I got your information from Mystery Shopper and how you are ready for this. And I thought, this is going to be great. I said, hi. He said, how are you doing today? I said, fine, how are you? He said, good also, sir. And sir, hope you went through the details you clicked because you would be getting a check to your home address and hope we can trust you on this job. And I thought, this guy doesn't sound very professional to be working for Walgreens. So I asked, what is your name? And he said, Mr. Robert. And I said, and you work for Walgreens? He said, I'm an agent at all Walgreens stores. Hope you're ready for this job and no fishy on this. All right, he has me convinced. And there will be no fishy on this from me. So he tells me that the check is in the mail, but I know exactly what he's gonna do because I've seen this scam way too many times before. I'm gonna get a check for like $1,000 and he's gonna tell me to deposit that check in my bank and keep $500 for myself, but use the other $500 to spend at Walgreens. He's then going to tell me to buy $500 worth of gift cards and send him the codes that he'll redeem for Bitcoin. And I will think that I just made the easiest $500 ever, but it won't take long for my bank to realize that the check was fake and leave me on the hook for the $1,000 that I just withdrew. This is why you always wait for the checks to clear before you withdraw the cash. And I want to see how long I can string him along for, but before the check even arrives, he texts me saying, good morning, dear. And he goes on to say that he has a simple job for me before the check comes and I could make 10% of whatever comes in. And I'm like, what is it? He asks, okay, do you have Zelle on your Wells Fargo? And I said, yes. And he's like, okay, do you have Cash App that buys Bitcoin on Cash App? I say, you want me to buy Bitcoin with Cash App? Yes, and can you do that? He asks for screenshots that I have Bitcoin enabled on my Cash App and this gets him very excited. He says, wow, that means you can buy and send and hope I can trust you, sir. You very sure and hope you won't run away with money. And I'm like, what do you mean? He says some customers will be sending money to your Zelle and once you get the payment, let me know. Then you would take 10% from it and once you do that, the remaining balance would send to company wallet that you would send the Bitcoin to. Okay, this is when I realize exactly what he's trying to do. He's out there scamming other people and he wants them to send Cash App payments to me. Now why is he doing all that? Well, because if this guy wants to cover his tracks or if he's outside the country, he needs someone to launder the money for him and convert it to Bitcoin. Basically, he wants me to be his money mule. I said, what are the customers paying for? He says equipment for housing and interior design. So he's running a completely different scam and he's gonna tell these victims to send money to me, who he will tell them is the company accountant or something. Then I'll keep 10% as an incentive to keep doing it and send the rest in Bitcoin to Mr. Robert. This is one way that scammers recruit their cash mules and it shows you that a lot of them don't even realize what they're doing. Now, I actually don't have a Zelle account and I'm in no hurry to set one up and get a visit from the FBI, but I want to see how far I can go. So I give him an email address and a phone number that I say is for my Zelle account. And he won't know it's fake until someone tries to send something there. Then he tells me to be active in case a customer is about to send a payment. So the next day he says good morning and tells me that my check is coming. And I say, oh good. Will I be getting payments from customers soon? He says the company are scared that since you are a new worker, hope they can trust in you. Okay, so this is a big deal. I would be playing a significant role in his scam operation and that's why he needs to trust me. So I say, what can I do to prove myself? He said, can you send your identification card front and back, please, to show them that you are real and not an asshole because for me, I believe you so much. So now I need to make an identification card for Ben Dover, which is fairly easy to do. And instead of just sending the picture through text, I email it via Google Drive. But I hide a redirect link in the email that will track his IP address when he clicks on it. Which he does, and it tells me that he's in... Well, I guess my ID card was convincing enough, because then he contacted me on WhatsApp, which tells me that I was now in his inner circle. I even got a phone call.
What happened?
What do you mean?
I said, I got your front page of the ID card. I told you the front and back, so you only sent the front.
Oh, you want the back too?
Yeah, I want the back too.
Okay, I'll send it. So I get him the backside, and he says, hope you are ready for this job and also the check, sir. But this was going to be very interesting. He could make a couple $100s off of the check scam, but he could make a couple $1,000s by using me as his money mule. Was he gonna go with the bird in the hand or the two in the bush? Another day goes by and he says, "Good morning. And sir, hope your Zelle is cool, and once you get payment on it, now you would receive it and let me know so I can tell you what you would do." So has he even sent the check, or did he decide to skip it and use me as his mule? I asked, "Do you know when my check is coming? I'm ready to start working." He said the company said this week, but you would get other jobs before it comes, okay. Well, I guess that means I'm going to be his mule. But then he makes another proposal. He says, "Sir, can I ask you something?" I say, "What is it?" "Sir, do you know about ID.me?" Okay, yes, I know about ID.me. This is a site that basically allows you to create an online identity so you can shop at various websites and even file your taxes at irs.gov. It's a convenient way to provide proof of your legal identity online. Because there's a big payment coming in worth millions, but I won't be able to get it without ID.me. But that's crap. This guy just wants to see how much more he can get out of me by stealing my identity. Plan A was to get me to go secret shopping and scam me out of a couple $100. Plan B is to turn me into a cash mule, but Plan C is to trick me into handing over my virtual identity through ID.me so he can apply for unemployment benefits in my name, which is how scammers made off with $200 billion during the COVID-19 pandemic. So I even tried setting up an ID.me for Bend Over by uploading my fake ID and letting it scan my face, but it's smart enough to realize that these are fake, and it suspended my account. So Plan C is just not going to work. But Plan B is, because Robert says, "Sir, did you get any payment on Zelle now?" Okay, so apparently he's found a victim and convinced them to send money to my fake Zelle. And of course I didn't get any money because the phone number and the email address that I gave him aren't associated with the Zelle account. But if I could get the number of the person he's trying to scam, I could possibly warn them. So I said, "Do you know who made the payment?" And he said, "Sending you all details in a few." And as I'm waiting, I get a text message from a random 725 number saying, "Hello, are you there?" Then he pastes a Bitcoin address. He says, "It's me, and just borrow this phone. I want you to check your Zelle. Someone sent some money in there, so I want to know maybe you have received it yet, and let me know the total amount you got in there. I suppose text you by my phone, but I don't know why it's keep hanging and messing up. Maybe it's just because it fall from my hand, so I want you to check it and send all the money to this Bitcoin wallet." What in the crap? I said, "Please send a screenshot of the Zelle payment they did." And he says, "Don't you receive the money yet?" I said, "My bank makes me add the person first. I need their phone." He said, "They don't send it yet, okay?" Then he goes on to say, "I need $200 now." Okay, what's going on? He says, "Go and help me send $200 here now. Once I clear the money out, I will send you okay. You are receiving $2,200 from the customer, okay? Just help me send $200 here now." This sure doesn't sound like Robert. So I call him to see.
Please leave your message for...
But he doesn't answer, and he just says, "I'm busy with a business, okay? Just help me send $200 here now." Holy crap, this really isn't Robert. But who is it? So I go back to WhatsApp and I say, "Somebody is messaging me." And Robert says, like, "Seriously, send me the number of the person and let me see, sir." So I send the screenshot of our convo, and now another guy is texting me saying the exact same thing. I say, "Who is this?" He said, "Someone just sent to Zelle. Did you receive it?" And I said, "Are you the 725 number?" And all he does is paste his Bitcoin wallet, which is a different address than the other guy. So I go back to the 725 number and I say, "Why are you texting me from another number? Someone is texting me saying they're you." And he's like, "No, block them all. Block them all now." So at this point, I'm completely lost. Who are these guys and how do they get my number? So I asked Mr. Robert and he's like, "Sir, can I call you now?" And he does.
Robert, what's going on? I got all these people texting me.
I'm sorry about that. Actually, I won't lie to you. I don't know people texting you actually.
What?
But this is what you go do. This is what you go do. Are you hearing me?
No. Who are these people? Who are these people texting me? Is it you?
I don't understand. I don't know the people texting you actually. I don't know them. Those people are scam. They're fraudulent.
What the
They're
heck?
scam.
How'd they get my number?
Don't.
Did you give them my number?
I don't give anyone your number.
Okay, so I need to get to the bottom of this. So I create a text group with Roberts 1, 2, and 3 so we can sort it all out. I say, "Hello, gentlemen. Which one of you is the real Robert that I'm supposed to send a Zelle payment to?" And Robert 2 says, "WTF, what all this?" And I say, "I'm trying to figure out who to send the Zelle payment to." Then they all start pasting their different Bitcoin addresses. Robert 2 says, "How many times did I want to tell you they are all scam? I don't understand you anymore. I told you to block them all. It's only me." Then Robert1 gets pissed and messages me on WhatsApp saying, why would you be opening up a group with people that claims to be me? Why are you like that? Then he calls.
Why would you believe me? I've been talking to you for days.
How did they get my number?
I gave them your number yesterday, stroke this morning.
Why did you?
What?
Why did you give someone else my number?
It's because they were asking that they want to make payment to your number yesterday instead of the email. That's why I was asking.
But why are you talking to scammers? Why did you give my number to other scammers?
I did not know that they were scammers. I did not know. You know, if some people want to do as if they want to buy your products, then they'll tell you, okay, this. I want to buy your product. You know, I told you I'm into interior design also. So they said, okay, they want this kind of stuff for their work.
So this is nuts. Apparently these guys are doing the same thing that I'm doing, baiting a scammer. They approached Robert saying that they wanted to pay him. Then Robert, thinking that they were the customers, gave them my Zelle number. And believing that I am the cash mule, they messaged me pretending to be Robert on a different number, telling me that I need to send any money that I've gotten to them instead. So here we have Nigerian scammers scamming other Nigerian scammers. And back in the group, Robert1 says these guys are not real. But Robert2 says, who's that? Ogun wan kill you, Nye. Go and block him now, WTF. Now Robert3 chimes in with, Ogun, go kill your papa. Send my money. I'll make sure you get arrested by FBI if you do this kind of shit to me. Robert2 says, God will judge you, oh. Now Robert1 is pissed and he calls out Robert number 2, saying, you are a scammer, over and over again. And they just keep fighting and laughing at each other. This is the best entertainment that I've ever created for myself. But it's time to tell Robert that his game is over.
Hey, Mr. Robert.
Yeah.
Hey, you know that email? You know that email that I sent you? You know that email that I sent you that where I shared my ID with you?
Yes, I have the email.
Yeah, when you clicked on that, I traced your IP address, and it shows that you're in Nigeria right now.
I'm not in Nigeria.
You are too.
I'm not.
I've got your IP address right here.
But even still, I continue to get randos reaching out to me asking if I can send them a Zelle payment that I've received. And they don't know anything about me or Robert. They just know that I'm a money mule who might have just gotten cash from someone and they're hoping to intercept it. You almost gotta feel bad for Robert because in this instance, he got scammed by his own people. Actually, no, I don't feel that bad. But this adventure ought to warn you about the different ways that scammers will use you to further their goals. So make sure you keep an eye out, and thanks for tuning in, everyone, and I'll see you next time.